What's good, everybody? I'm back with my tea of the day. Welcome to episode 58. Wow. This is going to be a hard one. This is going to be a informative one. This is going to be one of my probably powerful ones. We're going to get into some things. Got some things to talk about. And there's some things I'm not liking within our society, within women's rights, within trans women's rights, within domestic violence and transphobia. Because this stuff is real. And this stuff is a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. But on this channel, we're going to talk about it. Give me 1 second, I'm going to be right back. So within these last few weeks, or from the beginning of time, transphobia has been real and domestic violence has been real. Let's get into the definition of transphobia for a second. The dislike of or prejudice against transgendered people. In 2020, I'm wondering why this is still a thing, but unfortunately, it is. And my sisters, Jocelyn White, Jocelyn Forrest, and Eden the Doll, who are very Instagram famous women, were attacked in Hollywood, minding their own business, trying to catch an Uber to go wherever they were going. And Mr. Carlton Calloway decided to attack them for no reason other than being trans, other than being themselves. Why did this person have a problem with them being themselves? Why was he so emasculated for someone being themselves? Why was he so butthurt, so hurt, so bothered by these women just living their lives and going home and going wherever they was going, waiting for that Uber? Why did he feel like he needed to be the one to place judgment or correct the situation if he felt like there was a situation, which there isn't? All lives are important. All trans lives are important. Black trans lives are important. And until the world understands it and gets that they exist, trans are beautiful. Trans will be here. Trans will stay here. Trans lives matter. Trans lives are beautiful. They are beautiful. They are talented. They are important. And just because you feel uncomfortable because they're comfortable, that just sounds like a you problem. That sounds like that's something that you need to deal with. That's an inner problem within you. From whatever you dealt with in the past, however you grew up. But at the end of the day, stop attacking my sisters. It's not okay. It's never been okay, and it's never going to be okay. It is a shame that they're just trying to go home and you attack them for what reason? What gave you that right to attack them? What gave you that gumpture to feel like, you know what? I want to make society right again. Like, look at the president and what all of that he's done. This shit is fucking disgraceful. And it needs to stop. Stop killing my sisters for being who they are and who they're supposed to be. Period. God makes no mistakes. Let's remember that. But I'm still confused with why transphobia is still an issue in 2020. Why is people still not understanding and still feel a type of way about a life that is not yours? I'm confused. And once we really understand how important trans lives are and how important lives are and how we all need to get it together and really become a united front instead of, I don't know what else you want to call it, but a united front. We need to be a united front. We need to all be on the same fucking page, fighting for the same fucking things, instead of killing ourselves, instead of looking at a group and automatically disliking them, but not knowing anything about them. You just want them gone because you feel emasculated. And I'm sorry that my trans sisters make you feel emasculated. I'm sorry that you feel like because society says you can't be around a trans person, you can't like a trans person, you can't be friends with a trans person. That since you feel like this is what society says, so now I have to do, now I have to fix that. Because I can't be the man looked at as, oh, he's trans attracted, or his best friend is a trans woman. I can't be that guy because that's gonna make me look smaller as a man than I already am. Like boo-boo, like no one cares about how you perceive or what your feelings are about the transgendered or the trans community. Just know that you need to respect them, you need to honor them, and you need to respect them. Period. Don't put your hands on them. Just like, I think it was like yesterday, or the day before yesterday. No, definitely yesterday. I seen a video on Instagram or Twitter, and it was this gentleman who decided to want to now attack a trans woman just because. Just because she was trans, he had a problem with it. And guess what? He was dealt with. She knocked him the fuck out like she was supposed to. Why are you bothering her because you felt like she's a man? She's not a man, she's a woman. You need to really debrief, get counseling, understand the human experience and how we are all different and how we are all want to be treated differently. We all are special, we are all important. But people tend to not understand that. People tend to not care about every life, but then we want us to all be on the same page. We want all our lives to matter. And it's just sickening. So, please, get justice. Let's just not be unheard. Get justice for Jocelyn White, Jocelyn the Flawless, and Eden the Doll. Let's get justice for them. And let's put him behind bars. If this is what we have to do to prove that all lives matter, that stop attacking people, then every person that attacks someone needs to be in jail. Every person that does something to someone needs to go to jail. They need to do their time. They need to realize and revisit what the fuck they're doing and how it is not helping our community. How it's not helping the bigger motherfucking picture. So until we realize that, we're not going to sit down. We're not going to stop talking. We're not going to stop asking for justice, asking to be equal. We shouldn't have to ask for that. That's human rights. But we're still acting to be equal. We're still acting to be looked at as the same. And we're not. Trans lives matter. Now let's get into domestic violence, because unfortunately they go hand in hand. There's some people who are against transphobia. There's some people who just want to beat on their partners because they haven't dealt with whatever they dealt with in their childhood traumas. Hurt people. And since I guess they was beaten as a child or they was bullied as a child, now they're beating their partners. This gotta stop. So domestic violence or abuse is violence against in a domestic setting, against your partner, child, elderly. There's many different types of abuse. And let's get into that, domestic violence. Why do you feel like domestic violence is okay? Why do you feel that you can put your hands on someone just because you're in a relationship with them? that you own them. Like, their body is yours. You have all rights to them. And if they don't go by what you say, if they don't obey you, then it's a problem. If they walk away from you, then it's a problem. So, unfortunately, Megan Thee Stallion was in a domestic relationship. We didn't know how domestic it was, but it was a domestic relationship, and unfortunately, a lot of women are in domestic relationships, and especially a lot of black women are in domestic relationships, and they don't say anything. They still try to spare that person who beat them. They eventually find the power to get out. Some, not all. But they still don't specifically say who beat them. They don't try to file charges of the person who beat them. They're not vocal. And there's many reasons why. They're afraid of possibly getting beat again. They're afraid of the complex that Megan Thee Stallion unfortunately had to deal with, of people, especially black women, not believing her. I never understood that, me being a male. I never understood how you're a woman and you're discrediting another woman. You're discrediting her story. You're discrediting her experience. Like, this is her experience. This is what she lived. This is what she dealt with. But because you don't believe it, because maybe you dealt with that person before and that wasn't your experience with him, people change for different people. In relationships, people are chameleons. They evaporate and they stick to and change to whoever you want them to be, or whoever they feel like they want to be. So you never know if you're getting the real them or their assistant, their associate, their lookalike. You really don't know. So unfortunately, Megan Thee Stallion, we all know, was shot. And we knew that she was with Tory Lanez. We didn't know that they was dating. But you knew that night that she was shot, she was with Tory Lanez. So, of course, a lot of people already blamed Tory Lanez for what happened. But then some people try to blame Kylie for what happened. And it was just a lot of guesses and assumptions and opinions on the fact. And for a while, Megan Thee Stallion was keeping quiet, trying to heal, trying to get her zen back, trying to debrief and understand exactly what the fuck happened to her and how her life has changed. Her life just flashed before her eyes. Like, what if it didn't just hit her foot? What if it hit her back? What if it hit her head? Like, she could have lost her life. She could have lost the ability to walk. But people want to make memes about it. People want to make it seem like she deserves this, or she's lying, or she must have did something for him to want to shoot her. And psychologically, what do you think that does to a woman? What do you think that does to her? What mental state do you feel like she's in right now? Like, she just went through some real shit. And people in his camp are saying XYZ, and then she puts out the photos that she was shot. She put out those photos to make you believe her. What kind of fucking foul shit is that? Now we just need to see we need to see the video for being shot for us to believe that she was shot. And then we wonder why people don't stand up for themselves. People don't come up and they don't stand up and they don't talk out. Because of people like y'all who continue to criticize people for their experiences. But sitting in the same fucking situation, criticizing her for talking out. Are you fucking dumb? Or are you fucking stupid? Cause I can't begin to grasp the understanding of how we got here. And how far we need to come in terms of talking out in general, in terms of domestic violence, in terms of any type of violence, in terms of abuse. Like, you wonder why a lot of people do not talk about them being sexually abused. because you're not going to believe them. You're going to feel like you got to re-victimize them all over again. Like they already went through this traumatic experience. And because you don't believe them, they have to prove that this happened. So now they have to tell you, here, this is where I got shot. This is when I got touched. And then I bled afterwards. And then I told XYZ and nothing happened. So why am I going to continue to tell people if nothing's going to happen? But in terms of Megan's experience, she's young. She lost her parents. And she could be a little misguided. And now you're blaming her, saying that she got loud or XYZ. She was walking away from an argument. She was tired of arguing with this man. And this man, feeling emasculated, feeling insecure, feeling like, oh, I think I fucked up. I think that I don't want her to leave me. If I can't have her, no one can. Kind of complex that a lot of men do have. This psychological issue with them needing to be powerful, them needing to exert their power in order to control the situation. And by her walking away from this argument, because she was done arguing with this gentleman, not saying that it was the end of the relationship or whatever that scenario was, she was tired of arguing, so she walked away. And his response of her walking away is she gets shot. Where do they do that at? So if I walk away, I'm gonna get shot from an argument I don't need to be in anymore because you're messing up my zen, you're messing up my morality, you're messing up my motherfucking spirit. If I'm done and I'm tired of talking, I'm just gonna kindly walk away from the situation. But no, you want to shoot me because you didn't want me to leave. Because you wanted to exert your power. And then you continue to let your publicists and your people draw this narrative of something other than it wasn't. And so she had a breaking point. And then nothing but black women came on this lady's page. And men, but mostly black women, saying, I don't believe that this happened. This didn't happen to you. You must have did something for this to happen. Just like K. Michelle, when she was domestically abused from her ex, Matt Pitts. And for years, people were like, no, this didn't happen to you. You didn't get beat. He didn't beat you. He might have dragged you. He might have threw a towel on you, but he didn't beat you. But if this is this woman's experience, and this is what she experienced, she has the bruise and the everything, the visuals to put out there. She shouldn't have to demonstrate exactly how she got beat, what her after shots was like. If she says she was abused, she was abused. Yes, there are people who may have lied, but if this woman is saying that she was abused, she got into court, she wins the case, and you still said she wasn't abused, I don't believe that because that's my friend. This is a problem that society has. And this is a problem that we need to get out of. Y'all need to really come to fuck together and stop discrediting people's motherfucking stories and people's experiences. Because this is what deters people from really speaking up. This is what deters people and let people be free of the shit that they do. This is how foul motherfuckers are still walking these fucking streets. Because people are scared to come out and speak out because they're not going to be believed, because they feel like nothing's going to happen. They feel like they're going to be re-victimized all over again because they're going to have to explain to 1,000,001 people this is what happened and exactly what happened, step to step, and their experience, and no one should have to deal with that. When do we become better? Look at Rihanna. Or we victimize Rihanna. And they'll be saying, oh, well, she must have did something because she's island. There's still no reason for her to be abused like the way she was abused. And then you re-victimize her because she went back. A lot of victims still go back. They're still a part of that person that they still love. It's disgusting. It's vile. And we need to do better. Thank you for listening to episode 58 of King with the Keys podcast. This was deep. This was a lot. And I hope that you really understand what I'm saying, where it's coming from, and how us as a society needs to do better, and how us as people really need to value all of our lives, and really need to value the essence of life, and how quick it can be taken away from each and every one of us. And please understand that a lot of people may not believe you. This is from a black woman. A lot of people may not believe you. A lot of people may say that you're loud, you're aggressive, you're bitter, you're all of these things, and you're not. You're tired as fuck for being misunderstood, misrepresented, disrespected, annihilated. And I understand, black women, but do not let them silence you. Continue to speak your truth, to continue to tell your stories, continue to be as beautiful as you are, to be multi-dimensional, to be vulnerable, to let these motherfuckers know that you're hurt. You're not bitter, but you're hurt, and how they can help you become unhurt. Thank you for listening to episode 58. Hit me up on Facebook at Team Holder. Thank y'all, and wait for the next one. Laters.